internally you've got the gyrus, and then the grooves are the sulcus.
Sulcus.
Okay, the sulcus, yeah. And then Professor probably wants you to know, yeah, the longitudinal fissure.
Fissure, yeah.
Right there,
Fissure.
yeah. And then you also have...
This fissure, probably.
that one's going to be a sulcus. So you're going to have right here the transverse fissure. Okay, so you have longitudinal fissure, and then you have transverse fissure.
Two fissures.
Yeah, two fissures. And then I'm just going to work with one side here. But if they're, and on your test too, if they are pointing here and they want the lobe, they're going to say name the lobe.
Yeah, this is the frontal lobe?
Frontal lobe, yeah.
Yeah,
so what you want to do, you want to find the sulcus right here in the middle. It's called the central sulcus. Okay?
Divide the two.
Yeah, central sulcus. And then here's the cerebellum. You know the cerebellum is posterior.
Yeah, I know.
Okay? So if we have the central sulcus and we go to the front, to the anterior part, this is going to be pre-central gyrus. Okay? Versus,
post-central.
Yeah, exactly. So if we go one back, it's going to be post-central gyrus.
Right.
Okay, so pre-central gyrus, post-central gyrus, central sulcus, right? Also from the central sulcus, we can find our lobes. So if we go in the front of it, frontal lobe, yeah, exactly. All right, and then another sulcus that you can see better from the inside, right here.
How we call this?
Okay, this one's going to be parieto, and then dash or hyphen occipital sulcus. Okay, you can see it better from the inside.
So it's parieto occipital sulcus.
Yeah, so that means from here in the front, it's the parietal lobe. From that back, occipital lobe. Yeah. Okay, parieto occipital sulcus.
It has two lobes.
Yeah. And then over here, this is going to be your temporal lobe. Okay.
It's here.
Yeah. And your sulcus then it's on the lateral side, right? So it's going to be the lateral sulcus. Okay, lateral sulcus, temporal
Is it like
lobe.
in the exam they do like color like that? Like, can you see it?
They're not going to color it, but if it's on the sheep's brain, they use a needle, and they put the needle directly into the sulcus, to where like there's no way you could think it's something else.
Ah, okay.
And if they put it like over here, they would have to say name the lobe.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not possible to tell you sulcus.
Right.
Outside.
They're not, I don't think they're going to say sulcus, but they might say structure or groove or something like that. But on here, for sure, they'll say name the lobe. Okay? All right. Then we've got our corpus callosum. All right. We have, if they say name the opening or space, we have the lateral ventricles. Okay? But name the structure, septum pellucidum. Okay? And then we have the fornix. All right? So you can think about the lateral ventricle as an empty room. Okay?
Is it side like
Empty room, and it has the cerebrospinal fluid is
I
floating.
mean, if they give you a lot of ventricles, maybe they take off this part. I mean, they put it inside. How they tell you?
Well, see, that's the thing. If it's this model, if they say name the structure, septum pellucidum. If they say name the opening or name the space, name the chamber, then it's lateral ventricles. Okay. But what you want to think about is, you can think about the lateral ventricles like the room, okay? The ceiling is the corpus callosum. Floor is the fornix. Septum pellucidum is like a curtain in the middle, dividing the sides, okay? All right. Then we have the thalamus, okay? And then right here, you can see a little bit better on this one. You have the intermediate mass of thalamus, right?
The yellow color.
Also, yeah, interthalamic adhesion as well, whichever you prefer, okay? So thalamus, intermediate mass of thalamus, and hypothalamus. Okay? Then you have the pineal gland right here. That should be this pink. No, this one. Pineal gland, right? Which is part of your epithalamus. Okay? But they're pointing here, pineal gland. All right? And then we also have, we're going to follow the corpus callosum and the fornix, and we have this little white bump right here.
This is the anterior.
Good, yeah, that's anterior commissure. Good.
But the
And
posterior
then,
is there.
yeah, perfect. So here's pineal gland. Right next to it, this is posterior commissure.
Commissure is something connect.
Yeah, good. So anterior, posterior commissure. All right? Then we have this structure right here. Let me see this one shows it a little better. Okay, so here's our posterior commissure. We're going to cover that up.
Okay.
All that's left of here, it's like 1, 2 bumps, right? So if we have 2 bumps on this side and 2 on this side, it gives us 4. Okay, so 4 is quad. All right.
Quad.
So the entire structure is the corpora quadrimina. Yeah. All right. But if they say be specific, the top 2 bumps are your superior colliculi. The bottom 2 are the inferior colliculi.
Superior is
Yeah. So superior is on top, inferior is on bottom, and you say colliculi. But if they're just talking about the whole general structure, corpora quadrimina. Quadrimina, yeah, that's hard to pronounce. Okay, and then, oh, sorry, one thing I forgot to mention. Right here, this kind of bluish part with the little red things, that's the choroid plexus. Okay, choroid plexus. Okay, and then we have here's your mammillary body right here. All right, yeah, mammillary body. All right. Then we have the pons. You can see it from this angle or from here. Pons, the midbrain, and then medulla oblongata. Okay. And then remember, once the medulla oblongata passes through the foramen magnum, yeah, then it's going to be the spinal cord. Okay. All right. Sorry. You just look at it. Okay. All right. The eye model, yeah. You can.
No, yes.
After you're done, just bring it back. Okay. All right. Okay. So we've got the pons, we've got the midbrain, and we've got the medulla oblongata. And then we know medulla oblongata passes through the foramen magnum, and then it's going to be the spinal cord. Okay.
Will they really include the spinal cord sometimes?
They might, yeah, just in case to know. The thing for that you want to know, it's because later when you do the cranial nerves, these are spinal nerves actually. So that's why you want to know that this is the spinal cord, so that you don't get tricked by that. Okay, and then with the ventricles we had lateral and then the third.
At the fourth there.
Yeah, and then, but remember you have to go through the cerebral aqueduct. Yeah, cerebral aqueduct, and then it's going to be the fourth.
Then it comes up so.
Yeah, fourth ventricle. If we kept going, then it would be the central canal. All right. So then we have the cerebellum. And remember with the cerebellum, here it's gyrus. On the cerebellum, it's folia. Folia, F-O-L-I-A, folia. Okay? And then the white matter here is going to be the arbor vitae. Yeah, good. And then, do you mind if I borrow that one?